that we saw in that third quarter and the ability to chip the ball going forward and pick apart the zone defence.
Foley's one, Jason. After you said about his stats, I've watched him not working hard enough.
Right, let's go. The Tigers lead by 14 points. Dwayne Russell.
Foley with the clearance. Inside 50 immediately they travel. Tie-up tackle, ball up. Tigers opened up a 41-point lead. It's been whittled back to 14. It's the closest the Swans have been since the 15-minute mark of the opening term. Bolton, gang tackle, going nowhere.
Well, we saw Nahas have a decent third term for the Tigers with 9 possessions. He's only got 14 for the game. He's got to have a big last term here. He's got to hit the scoreboard.
Marich and Seaby. Ducked his head there, Foley. Didn't get the break. Jetta through some traffic nicely. Weaves some magic but lost it. Nahas to tuck from the pocket. Centering kick. Good spot. Miller in the middle. Couldn't mark it. Malcheski has the line. Ooh, taken out. A little overzealous from young Jake King.
It's not like Jake to be a bit overzealous.
Cool heads required, though.
Got to lock it in now, the Tigers. That's what was a trade of their first half.
Cochin slams it on the boot. Miller dragged off the ball. Kennedy smothered. He's been great though, Kennedy, after having his colours lowered in the first quarter. He has been one of the catalysts for the comeback. McGlynn went well, just dropped his knees, got the high tackle.
Well, he ducked straight away, didn't he?
Yep. Up the line he goes.
Now these are the kicks and the passes that Sydney weren't getting away with in the first half because the defensive intensity from Richmond was too good, but it's dropped off.
Seaby presented beautifully, then chips the kick to Jack.
Well, one of the reasons that's happened, Jason, is now they've got the loose man with Newman. There's not enough numbers down there for forward pressure. They kicked 4 goals so far in this game from forcing forward 50 turnovers.
Yeah, that's a shocking kick.
Jetta's kick was turned over. Grimes took the mark.
He did the hard work to get there, Lewis Jetta, and then turned it over.
Which was disappointing. I've just been amazed at his game. He's such an improved player, Jetta.
D.
Hooley's run hard for him.
Sits it on Hooley a bit.
Yeah.
McGlynn right with him, and almost a free kick to McGlynn. Got one to the ear. King, Greg, Hooley. Oh, he spent that before he'd earned it. Now Chesky worried him out of it. King tries to mop up that little mess.
Needed to keep his feet.
O'Keefe, Malcheski, straight through Greg, and it works. Everett looks up, and he's got McGlynn who can run. And they run for him. Jetta has the speed, but no space to use it. To Jack.
Great tackle.
Batchelor wrapped him up.
What a brilliant tackle that is. One-on-one.
Great play by Batchelor. Back he goes to Rance. On defensive 50, Greg. Gave him a short, decided to go long up the line. Marriage from behind. Umpires picked the free kick out.
That's against Shane Tuck, who put the hands on the shoulders going for the big mark.
Went too early, so Bird's got it. Oh, this first goal, so vital. Long, Reed from behind, was knocked out of the play. Good mark again, Grimes. Short kick to Tuck.
Slow footy out of defence in the second half from Richmond. It was quick footy in the first half.
Tuck decides this time we're just going to go long and strong. Up to the wing position it goes, off hands. Conker looks for Cochin. Cochin releases his teammate, Jackson, into the centre of the ground. Good play. Morris went, he's gone. Just got the hands away, which was good, but the turnover is complete. The kick comes out from Johnson now, up to centre half forward. Bouncing ball. Good play by Rance. Needs to get rid of it, and quickly. Just gets a toe poke on it. Held his composure. Was great play, and Miller's got it in the centre of the MCG.
Rewell wants it long.
Yeah, but they were better than this. They didn't just bomb it in the first half. This is what Sydney want them to do.
King almost held. Went for the mark. Points the deck. Jackson. Nahas left it behind. Delidio to Greg on the left. Goes for a goal from 40. Dazzling. Back out to a 20-point lead.
Well, the goal was so vital. And Jackson, I think, has had a pretty good 4 or 5 minutes. A couple of important possessions, gets it, but Greg just pushing up, does not have a man, Greg. and he enjoys the latitude he is given. But with that left foot, he's a dangerous player, and he gets the first one.
So Sean Grigg steps out to have a bit of a rest. He's kicked the Tigers 2 goals since half-time. It was Grigg who kicked the big 40-metre goal at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter to stem the flow of goals for the Swans, and he's done it again at the 4.5-minute mark. They lead by 20, but the Swans aren't done yet. Off the hands of the pack, going in hard, there was Grundy. Got the ball working. Bolton's handball was intercepted. Now it's Newman at half-back. Keeps his composure, chips up the line, great play, and great running from Grimes, who ran from full-back basically to the wing to take that mark.
Yeah, and that Chris Newman kick is what they did in the first half. They hit targets, and there's a short pass that he should have honoured, which was Reece Conker, I think. That's a good hit there. They didn't just bomb the ball along the contest.
Second lead was good. Edwards, another chip forward, strong mark. Jackson.
You've got to remember what sort of play it was that got them that 40-point lead in the first place.
Jackson goes long. Jack Rewalt edged his opponent out. Umpires paid the mark.
Just a subtle little nudge that time, Jared.
I was actually watching the bench and just wondering when the substitute will be affected. Young Ellis is an elite runner, and I think it's run that will help the Tigers now.
This is the kick for the match, you'd think. Jack Rewalt from point-blank range. The Tiger Army go to their feet. 2 in a row to the Tigers. They lead by 26 points.
There's 3 goals, 4 for the match, 7 kicks. He's had 7 scoring shots. Not as accurate as he would like to be, but a critically important one. He just gives a little nudge, uses the hips. That was a good one. I don't think you're going to get pinged for that too often. Just a little lean on Ted Richards to work him under the footy.
Well, a challenge now for the Swans.
A ton of time left in this. They've already come from 41 down. 26 points it stands right now. Koch in the clearance to half forward. King, McVeigh with the fist. Jack with the crumb. Still taking it on. They still believe. What? McVeigh. And he wobbles one forward. Tough one for Trent Dennis-Lane. Knocked away from him, but he lays a tackle on Rance. Tuck gets the crumb. Handball smothered by Everett. He lays a tackle. Comes out to Edwards. To Marriage. Got his arms free. Straight down the middle, Foley. With some toe. Option is Rewalt. In his direction. Got it! Go! Richards, he's paid it!
Yeah, clean grab. Clean grab, got no issue with that. Nathan Foley's a player we've spoken about. You want your good players, your class players getting the ball at critical times. He saw the space in front, he ran and carried the footy, and he just waited for something to open up. He had to look at all different options. That's an interesting one in slow motion, isn't it? Because he didn't quite have the clean grab. It was just out of his fingertips.
Yep.
In hindsight, you'd call that play on.
It's kicked 3 goals, 4. Everyone holds their breath. And that could get the party started.
Well, you can understand why the umpire painted, because in real time it looked like he took the one grab and then the ball was punched out of his hands. And if you take that one controlling grab, that's enough.
Yeah,
but when you look at it on the slow motion replay, as we see the great work, Foley looked at all the options. He looked at all parts of the ground until he got the kick he wanted. And it looked like a one grab mark, but that ball was not controlled by Jack Rewalt.
Easy with the slow-mo.
Oh, interchange infringement.
Okay, right, we've got an interchange infringement here, and it's going to go up for the Swans.
It's a goal to Sydney Swans. Should be a goal to Sydney Swans. A 50-metre penalty from the centre bounce. Boy, you wouldn't want that to influence the game, would you?
Wow. Just when the Tigers thought maybe It was time to relax.
And this is why I don't like the penalty for this rule. Unless there's 19 out on the ground actually playing.
Well, I think there was
someone that's... Was there, Kingy?
Well, I think Ellis just charged on the ground. It's a bad way to start your game as a substitute coming on.
It is a pretty simple thing to do, Jason. I mean, you shouldn't get it wrong.
No, but something like that shouldn't cost you a shot for goal either.
Seavey, listen to the Tiger fans. Oh, he's munged it, but I think he's kicked the goal, and he has.
Oh, you believe that?
The Tiger fans thought it was a point for all but the last two spins of the ball. Can you believe it? Seavey's got it from the interchange infringement. Look at our bench. Look at our bench cameras here. One on, one off. Ellis waiting to get his first run. And he's on, and no one's come off.
Oh, boy.
Tyrone Vickery's dad there on the bench. And the flag comes out, and the Swans get back in it with 13 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. My goodness.
David King's camera 28 right on the spot. 26 points the margin. And the game is at fever pitch again. Seavey, after kicking the goal in the ruck, and he palms it down beautifully. Kennedy couldn't get the clearance away. Bolton likewise. Delidio wraps him up. He's got a little bit of ball in there. Ball up.
Just got a text from a bloke called Einstein. I think Albert Einstein. He thinks that Mark Seavey's kick defied physics.
Who did play for Einstein, Gerald?
He was a South Australian State of Origin player for a while.
I've got one
pretty
from
good
another
one as
South
well.
Australian State of Origin bloke called Stephen Coonahan, who said, standard procedure.
Grants, a wobbly one. They can smell some blood here, the Swans.
That's got to be
They're
ball.
leading, but they're without the momentum right now, the Tigers holding the ball. Edwards, 26 points the margin, ton of time left.
They've got themselves in a winning position. It would be an incredibly devastating loss if they weren't to get themselves over the line. But they've got to remember, you don't hold on for 12 minutes. You've got to kick a couple of goals to win the match.
Hurley, half back.
To do that, they've got to keep controlling the football like they did in the first half.
Greg.
Well, for mine, they got their work rate back, and they've had it from the start of this last quarter. And if they just continue to work, it's hard to see them giving up a 26-point lead.
49 disposals to 22 Richmond's favour this quarter. Gerard, the stats backing up your assertion.
And right now, they've just got to play smart footy.
He hasn't seen the player straight ahead of him.
Morris.
And Andre's Everett, he just didn't work hard enough. There was an intercept spoil there. He had to come, he had to go hard, and he missed an opportunity.
Marriage to a huge cheer from the Tiger faithful to Nahas.
They've done this well, haven't they? They've eaten a fair bit of time off the clock and held possession.
Got to keep hitting targets. He's got Delidio in space.
Pops it in his direction.
That's
it's a free.
Yep.
Shaw ran into him, took his eyes off the ball, and the game could be in the hands of Brett Delidio.
Well, we saw it in his hands against West Coast, didn't we? He had a kick that could have won them the game, and unfortunately he didn't do it. But this was good vision from Robin Nahas. He spotted Delidio in space. And
I'm sure Rob Rushaw was doing.
I don't know what he was doing either.
And that was a marking opportunity. Just sit on his hip and away you go.
Super player, Brett Delidio, but these are the goals he has to kick.
Seasons turn on games like this. Richmond coming off a win last week. They need 2 in a row, and he can't deliver the goods.
Gee, that's a disappointing kick. He knows what it means.
27 points, though. The Swans would need to kick 5 goals in the last 10 minutes. They've kicked 7 for the game.
Well, he could go back and give this a mighty roost, and I reckon that's what he's got in mind.
Yeah.
And Jack Revolt might want it down there quick, but he is an exceptionally long kick of the footy. Eat up a bit of time, and if he kicks the goal, absolutely brilliant.
This to close the deal for the Tigers. Brett Delidio from 55 metres out.
Oh.
He kicks, he connects, he puts it through the middle. The Tigers are home.
That's a ridiculous kick in the footy, isn't it? That's hit the fence on the full.
Well,
magnificent 60-metre drop punt.
Makes a mockery of his previous attempt, and I think there was a little monkey starting to grow into a gorilla on his shoulder, and I think he might have just put him back in the trees.
Bang.
Because when they needed one, just to put in one of the final nails. He hammered it home.
Not a lot of emotion there from Justin Levitt's assistant coach for the Tigers.
If I look at the scoreboard, and right now it says only 15 minutes gone. Jack with the clearance. Wobbler inside 50. Grimes attacks it, left it behind. D over it. Makes out he wants to get it out. Didn't really want to. Everett smothers the handball. Shrugs a tackle. Floats it to full forward. There's no one home. Rance gets back. And that was clever enough. Clever enough. Morris calls for Khan.
Throw in. Swans must get a goal here to have any chance at all. The Tigers now need to just be disciplined. Hard at the ball. Hanbury gets it out. Jack with the left foot. High up and under. To the pocket it goes. Well played by Rance. Twice in a row he knocks it over the line. He's been Reed's master tonight.
He's improved dramatically as a key defender, Alex Rance. His one-on-one works really, really good against the best forwards. He just has to make better decisions and use the footy a bit better.
Damien Hardwick has coached beautifully. The preparation was great. The execution has been fantastic for the Tigers. And that man has been a star, Dylan Grimes, as he takes it through for another rush behind. 7 rush behinds for the Swans for the night.
I think the Swans have to give up on the loose man behind the ball now. At the moment, it's Mattner or O'Keefe.
Big leap from White.
Step ladder.
McVeigh.
He actually took a run up his back. I think he took a step once he got on there.
Takes on the man on the mark. And Hanbury inside 50 takes the mark.
Well, you've got to just wonder why a player would... Oh, look at this. He goes up and then he just steps up there. Nearly back on the ground when he marks it. Why overcommit on the mark when a player's 65, 70 metres out from goal?
Daniel Hanbury to keep them with a mathematical chance. From 40, sprays it. And with every passing second, the Tigers are 1 second closer to a season-resurrecting victory over one of the AFL's big guns.
31 points. Hard to see the Swans coming back from here. They've kicked 7-11 for the night. They'll need to kick 6 to win it in the last 8 minutes. But just as much is the attention now on the Tigers to see how they can finish off this game. Mattner, 65 out, kicks to the hot spot. It's a beautiful kick. Getting across there was Dennis Lane off hands. There he is again. Grimes has been fantastic. The handball comes out. Now it's Martin who puts down the pedal and away he goes. Finds some space. Out to Foley. Foley looks up on the left boot. Here comes Jackie Boy! Well, he did everything bar market. 2 grabs and a kick. Play on. Shaw back into trouble. He's gone almost. Just got a toe poke on it. Nahas shoved in the back. Good play by Johnson. Dribbles it to the boundary line. Throw in.
He was about to get pinged for holding the ball, Shaw, but that desperate lunge with the boot that just towed the ball away as it was going to ground saved him.
Jack Revol. Wow. He's worth the price of the admission ticket just to watch him. McVeigh off the top of the pack. Last roll of dice for the Swans.
McLean sees the runner. Trent Dennis Lane. He's got the toe because he's fresh, but the ball was unkind to him. Rance on the rebound. And they could nail this coffin shot right now. Edwards over the top to Grigg. Had a sensational season. And he's the man with a hammer. Coffin shot. Tigers will win.
He's become an important goal kicker for them, Sean Grigg.
Well, he just gets so much latitude off that half-back line. He gets a lot of latitude because he works so hard, so we should take nothing away from him. He doesn't just get given the ball. He runs hard into space. There he is again, just running really hard. His opponent's about 25 metres behind him, or at least whoever was chasing him. But so often he is allowed to become the loose man, and he is just too dangerous.
What a night for Damien Hardwick. He's got the Tigers back in contention. Look at the next four. They're beauties too. Bombers here next week. Well, you won't get a cigarette paper in between the customers. It'll be a full house. Hawthorn at the MCG, St Kilda and Fremantle. Wow. 3 of the next 4 here at the home of football, the MCG. And full marks to the Tiger defence. Getting back in numbers. Greek kicked the goal, but it really started by the hard running from the Richmond full-back line. They got back behind the ball, gave Dennis Lane no chance in a 2-on-1 contest. Kennedy slaps it forward, up towards full forward, off the hands of the pack. Reed goes for the ball, but it's picked up again by Dees. Did it well. Out to Rance. And Hooley says, I'll just concede the behind and reload.
We just saw Josh Kennedy have a quick kick there. That's his 20th possession. He's the only Sydney player to get to 20. Oh, 50-metre penalty.
50-metre penalty.
There are 10 Richmond players with 20 or more possessions.
Might have done a little Hamish tweak there, Masha Hooley.
Yeah, a couple of numbers, Jason, this quarter. It's 40 possessions, Sydney to 70 to Richmond. They have really just continued to work hard. They rested up a bit last quarter, and the Swans just were so energetic. The other number I think that's of real concern to the Swans is before the match they said that in the last 8 games they'd averaged 73 points here. That's not a winning score most of the time. At the moment, just 54 points now. MCG is a real problem for the Swans for whatever reason in recent times.
Yes, it'll be 14 losses from their past 15 games here at the MCG for the Sydney Swans. This is their one and only game here this year, unless of course they play finals here, but this is their only home and away season game here. Luckily, perhaps. Jackson. 21 minutes gone. Final term. It's been an outstanding Richmond team to watch from the outset. It was a 5-0 first term that set it up. Turnover, McVeigh. Swans have been on the ropes since the opening minute. Grundy. Good pluck. And he takes off. Time is of the essence. He knows that. Hurley comes from 4 deep. Tuck mops up that little mess. Rewald's up on the wing. Johnson, he's had a good game, Johnson. Been one of their best. Outmarked him on the wing.
Too worried about man-on-man body work, Jack Rewald, instead of attacking the footy.
Johnson short. Malcheski. O'Keefe. Tigers not worried about this little chip kicking around. It's eating the clock down. 5 minutes left. Dennis Lane marks. Will have to kick at 52 metres. So inside 5 minutes left on the clock. What a night it's been for the Tigers. They blitzed the Swans with 5 goals in the first term. 5 goals, 6 to 2 behinds. And that's where it was set up. Dennis Lane comes in from 52 metres. Pushes and misses. Let's have a look at Damien Hardwick's reaction when Greek kicked that goal to put the Tigers 37 points up. Yes, sir!
That's what victory looks like. For a player, they're screaming with laughter. For a coach, it's all relief.
And Greg was the man who gave him that relief.
That was the one that just released the pressure valve, didn't it?
They're thinking about 8 hours off, don't they, Jason?
Grimes. Miller slaying his man out. Phoebe's free.
Jared, I reckon it's been a long time since Richmond have had a game played like this where everyone's just played their role and it's been a really solid team effort. It hasn't relied on one player being individually brilliant to get them over the line.
It's a really good point, and I think that's the hallmark of the sides that finally play September footy. What I'm of great interest to me, though, Kingy, is let's say Vickery's available next week. Do you use Martin and Rewa and Cochin, etc., as forwards again?
I would. I think that he's seen an answer today as the Swans go in and mark inside 450. But I think Damien Hardwick's learned a bit of a lesson today in terms of what he's got at his disposal with these gun midfielders who can play forward. We've seen Geelong do it for years with their midfielders going forward and kicking goals. I think it's the evolution of the Tigers again.
Trent Dennis Lane came on as the sub. First game of the season for him. Sydney Swans without a couple of their big guns, of course, Adam Goods and Shane Mumford. Strikes that well. He gets his first of the year.
Well, the one thing he can do is kick goals. He's been sent back to work on his defensive efforts. I think we've seen a couple of tackles tonight, which may help him continue his spot in the senior side. Trent's a guy with plenty of talent, but a career that's just been stalled a little bit. He's got to work hard to get it to the next level.
There's the Sydney Swans assignment over the next month. Melbourne at the SCG, secured to Western Bulldogs and Essendon. So some likely wins there for the Swans to get their season going again after a brilliant opening, but back-to-back losses. And that'll be the situation tonight. Jake King throws himself into the ball. Martin cops one high. Umpire says play on. Oh, they love to give these. He's on the wrong side of the pack, the umpire. And a free kick going to Seaby. Melcheski. Inside 50. Some jump time goals may be coming to the Swans. The Tigers really want to finish this off now. And away they go. Griggs gets it out to Grimes. Grimes looks up. Little handball. The give and go. Grimes back. Delidio. Ellis. Handball over the top. Nahas has been good tonight. Hanbury tries hard. Ellis again. Slaps it forward. Seaby for the Swans. To Shaw, who drops it. Picked up by Martin. Look at that. Don't argue. If you don't mind. Grimes with a torpedo floating up to the forward 50. And it goes out of line, out of bounds. Punched away by Teddy Richards. 2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. And the Tigers will be singing yellow and black. Loud and proud tonight.
Kennedy wrapped up. Got a clearance of sorts. Trent Dennis-Lane through his legs. McVeigh to Jack, to Shaw. McLean, little fumble on the wing. Corralled. Seconds ticking down and Hanbury caught way high. Bird wanted to play on, but the play stopped. Hanbury looks hurt. Corky perhaps.
Well, you mentioned Sam Reid earlier in the piece, just 1 kick, 4 handballs. He's a fellow that has got so much promise, and at the end of last
50.
year...
Bolton will have a shot, sorry, Jared.
Well, at the end of last year, it looked as if he's arrived, but footy's a tough business, and he's now finding out just how tough it is once you become the #1 man and everybody puts some time into you.
I think Hanbury really gave his quad a tweak there. His leg's stuck and he's gone off the ground in a lot of pain.
He did have a knee problem pre-season, and it inhibited his pre-season. Hopefully it's not that. Bolton hits the post. As you can hear, Richmond fans enjoying every minute of this.
And all of a sudden the Swans injury list started to get a few serious names on it.
He had a surgery on that knee pre-season. Let's hope it's not that.
Long, long kick out to Jake King, who stood there for, I reckon, 15 seconds. It was a magnificent kick. Minute 18 on the clock, Tiger fans. Season 2012 is alive for Richmond. Jackson at half-back. .28 points. Jackson's kick. Conker tries to crash through. Umpire says I'll have a bounce on centre wing. Inside the last minute.
How big's next week's going to be against Essendon?
It's going to be fantastic.
Huge.
So on centre wing, inside a minute left on the clock. The Tigers are going to rack up a memorable victory here in round 7 of the AFL season as the kick goes out to Ellis.
Takes on and wins. Newman bounces his way down the outer side to a huge round of applause. The captain to King. Another massive round of applause. They're all cult heroes at the moment. He hits a long bomb to the square. Rewalt's down there. He's up from 3 deep. Through some hands. Rolls through for a behind.
Swans have just struggled to counter Chris Newman as a loose defender, Jared. They haven't had any way of stopping his impact on the game. He's mocked up beautifully. He's brought other players into the game.
But that's their choice. They've had O'Keefe as loose across the half-back line in the 3rd term, and it worked for them. But right from the word go, they were happy for Richmond to play +1. And
the sleeping giant awakes. Richmond win 2 games in a row. They knock off the third place team on the ladder by 29 points in one of the games of the year. 40,352 at the MCG. Saturday afternoon football at its finest.